Hey gang, welcome back to the channel. In this week's video, I'm going to be doing a step-by-step demonstration of how to go about doing your product research and finding a supplier. Now, the reason that I've decided to do this video is because Helium 10 have just released a killer update to their Chrome extension that makes finding products and suppliers an absolute piece of cake. So if this is the sort of content that you're interested in learning about, remember to subscribe and like the video. And I'm also going to be running a little competition in this video. About halfway through, I'm going to ask you guys a question. I want you to respond to that question in the comment box, and then I'm going to pick a winner, and the winner is going to get a 1-month subscription to Helium 10's Platinum plan. So make sure you stick around for the video to hear that question. It will be an easy one. So in this video, for the step-by-step demonstration, I'm going to be following a number of steps, and those steps are designed to essentially help you guys understand the process behind product research. So first of all, I'm going to be using a tool called Blackbox, and Blackbox is essentially like a database of all of Amazon's products. So you can enter certain criteria that you want a product to match, and then Blackbox will give you product ideas. Once we've done that, we'll then head on to Amazon and we'll be verifying the demand of any products that Blackbox has shown us. And then I'm going to be using the Chrome extension to verify the demand and use it as well to help find suppliers. Now, this previously was not possible. Before, you just had to go onto Alibaba and do some searching, but Helium 10 have added this brand new feature to their Chrome extension that makes filtering suppliers so easy. So I'm really looking forward to showing you that. Then once we've done that, we're going to head on to Alibaba itself, and I'm going to show you another brand new feature that Helium 10 have introduced that actually means you can use their tool on Alibaba, which is great. And then finally, once we've done that, once we've got an idea of costings and like rough profit margins, we're going to finally end up on the magnet tool within Helium 10, so I can show you a very creative way to come up with different ideas to differentiate. So hopefully you enjoy this one, guys. If you do, please remember to subscribe and like, and let's get straight into it. Okay guys, so if you're not familiar with Helium 10, this is what Blackbox looks like. I will of course put a link for Helium 10 registration in the description box below, but once you've loaded it, just come into the sidebar and press Blackbox here, and you'll be shown this screen here. So just like I mentioned before, Blackbox is like a database of all of Amazon's products, and they have got tons of filters that you can use to narrow down the selection. Now, the one thing that you have to remember when using Blackbox is many other people have got access to it as well, so you do need to be a bit creative when it comes to applying your filters. So do spend a bit of time going through all of these filters, understanding what they are and what they mean when it comes to an Amazon FBA product, and then once you've done that, that's when you can kind of start digging into different products and figuring whether they make sense to sell or not. So just to kind of put what I've just said into context there, let's fill this out together now. So the first thing that I'm going to select is within categories. Now, my general advice is to start from a broad brush, whatever, like cast the net as far wide as you can. So I would go through each of these and select the majority of them. The ones that I would stay away from as a new seller are automotive, because it's like car related, it'll be heavy parts, probably fairly expensive to import. I'd stay away from business, industry and science. Clothing, just purely because return rates on clothes are very high and it's very competitive. Computers, I'd stay away from, again, very expensive. What else have we got? Let's have a look. What else? Jewelry, that is predominantly gated, so I'd stay away from that. Large appliances, that'd be things like fridge freezers, I'd stay away. Musical instruments and DJ, PC and video games, I'd stay away from that as well. And shoes and bags for the same reasons as clothes, and software. And I think that's about it. Maybe watches as well. Watches is a bit of a tricky one. I do know a few people selling in that category. I believe it's gated as well, but I generally, guys, when you're using Blackbox, I'd be selecting all the ones that I didn't mention there. But just for the purposes of this demonstration, let's just say we're interested in baby products. So now that we've ticked that, it means that all the products that Blackbox is going to show us are going to be within the baby category. Now, the next thing that you'll want to fill out is the monthly revenue. So we want to say to Blackbox, only show us products where the product or the seller is making between a certain amount of revenue every single month. Now, one thing that people kind of do wrong when it comes to this is they just start off and they say, let's go, £50,000 and up. And the one thing that they're not remembering when they're doing that is you need to be able to buy the stock that's going to be able to generate that large amount of revenue, right? If you're searching for products that make £50,000 worth of revenue every single month, you're going to need a pretty sizable budget to do that. You're going to need at least 6 weeks worth of stock to be ordering to ensure that you're not going to keep running out, because generally you'll reorder after say 2 or 3 weeks. So you'll need to put more money into your suppliers' like hands or whatever. So bear that in mind. Be very sensible with this revenue filter. Generally, what I'll say to my students is go for, like, when you're starting, between £5,000 and £15,000. If you are to assume a 20% profit margin, then that's like a £1,000 to £3,000 level of profit every single month based on that, which is brilliant, if you're considering you're not really doing much once you've got everything running. So consider that there. The next thing you'll want to consider is the price. Now, generally, I would say a product isn't really worth selling on Amazon if it's under £10. That's not always the case, but often it can be, because if you're selling a product that costs, I don't know, £8, that's your retail price, then that means with a 20% profit margin, you're making like £1.60 per unit. And if you're selling, say, 10 units a day, that's 16 quid profit a day. It's not really worth your while, is it? So again, this is what I mean when I'm saying when you're filling these filters out, you need to be thinking in your mind, what does that mean in the context of me selling on Amazon, right? So price, I would say, let's go for 12 to 20. You can go higher, but again, you need to remember the higher your selling price, generally it will mean the higher the cost price, the higher it will cost you to get a good manufactured, which means you'll need more budget. Now, this next one, review count, is something that a lot of people say you should, focus a lot on. A lot of YouTubers say, if a niche has got more than 100 reviews on average, you should keep well away. It's too competitive, etc., etc. And I disagree massively with that. I think, obviously, the higher number of reviews a niche has, the more competitive it could be, but there's so much more to it than that. I would not be put off completely by a niche that had a ton of reviews without having done further investigation work to see if there's an opportunity for you to differentiate. So that said, I would say for the review count, let's just say we're interested in products that have got a maximum of 200 reviews that are meeting this criteria. And that is, that's just me giving an example here, because my line of thinking is, well, if they've only got 200 reviews, they've probably recently launched, and if they're making between £5,000 and £15,000 revenue a month, that's great, and that means that I can hopefully replicate that. But again, that is not set in stone, absolutely not. We can then also fill out this review rating score here. So you could say, show me products that are making this amount of money and they've got a review score of, 4, which means that it's not a perfect product, or it's not anywhere near perfect, and there could be plenty of opportunity for you. But I'm not going to fill that out. What I am going to fill out, this is a little tip from me, is to look at this one here, number of images. So this is a really easy way to differentiate. You would be surprised how many sellers on Amazon are making a fortune and they don't even have many images. They've got like 2 or 3. Now, Amazon allows you to upload 7 different pictures of your product. And that to me means you've got 7 different opportunities, 7 different angles that you can go down to sell your product to the customer, right? So if we say we want to be shown products that are making between £5,000 and £15,000 a month, and the seller only has 4 images, that immediately to me is saying there's an opportunity there, right? One other thing that I want to mention in terms of a useful filter to apply is this fulfillment drop down here. If you selected fulfillment by merchant, that means that the seller, if there are any, that is making between £5,000 and £15,000 is posting the product themselves. They're not doing fulfilled by Amazon. And that again is useful information for me to know, because if we're doing Amazon FBA and we're posting our product to Amazon to basically fulfill on our behalf, it means that we're going to get the Prime badge and Amazon's going to be able to deliver next day, right? And that is a massive selling point compared to other sellers. If you sell a product fulfillment by Amazon and everyone else is selling it fulfillment by merchant, you can kind of guarantee that people are probably going to select you over others. That's what I do. Whenever I go on Amazon, I usually always filter for the Prime badge, and typically that will be people that are doing Amazon FBA. So that's something else to consider. There are tons of other filters that you can apply here, but just so that this demonstration doesn't go on forever and forever, let's select that there. Okay, so those results have now loaded, and let's just have a quick scan down and see which product catches our eye. So the way that I'll think typically when I'm scanning my eyes down this list here is the product brandable? Can I put my own brand on it? Do I think it would be easy to transport and manufacture from our supplier overseas or wherever? And do I think it would be generally a good product? Do I have any ideas already in the back of my mind? So children play mat, I do actually think on first glance that could be something that's quite interesting. It's made of what looks like foam, so I think that would be quite cheap to produce. A good differentiation idea to me already is you can change the color, you can change the design, so there's a couple of different angles there, so I'm kind of liking what I'm seeing already. This person here is making just under £10,000 revenue per month, which is great. And we know, don't we, that they've only got 4 images. So let's just have a look actually. If we click into go on the product page on Amazon, we can load it up. Okay, so that's loaded there and we can see straight away, can't we? It's 4 images and these images actually look pretty poor to me. There's no lifestyle image, there's no image of a baby or child using it. It just seems to be the same image but of different angles. So I'm thinking that looks to me pretty easy to be able to add my own angle. Let's have a look what else. So this is fulfillment by merchant as well. So you can see here it says dispatched from and sold by Deal's store, which means it's not fulfillment by merchant. It's not fulfillment by Amazon. Again, that's an opportunity for me to differentiate. So can you guys see the way that I think about products when I'm looking at listings and ideas? I'm kind of always going down the road of how can I stand out? How can I be different? So let's have a look. Let's keep having a look down. So the title is pretty short. It's not amazing, but it's just about passable, I'd say. But I mean, I could definitely improve upon that. The bullets are pretty long. There's no like anything, there's no summary of what the bullet is, so it's quite boring to read. And then let's have a look at the description. Oh, okay. I mean, look at this. Description is one massive long paragraph. If I was a customer, I'd probably be looking at this just like, it looks like a bit of a drag to read, to be honest. And then finally, the next thing that I want to look at to kind of think of different ways to differentiate are the reviews. So scroll down and you can see rubbish quality and service. So immediately I'm thinking I need to make sure the quality is good. Colors can vary greatly, so it looks like they don't match the picture. Disappointing customer service. Again, guys, we are going to hone in on the fact that we are a UK based company. We're massive on customer service, etc, etc. Now, if you find a product that has got tons and tons of reviews, obviously you don't want to be going through all of those reviews and scanning each one. So this is my first little tip for you guys that also uses Helium 10. If you click here into the Helium 10 extension and then you go into review insights, you can then tell it to extract reviews for you. So let's just press extract reviews, and let's say that we only want to be shown the reviews that are 1, 2 and 3 star. We're not really interested in the 5 stars, 4 and 5 stars at the moment. We want to be focusing on the negative reviews to kind of think of ways for us to differentiate. So we'll click those and then we'll press extract reviews. Okay, so that's loaded now, and you can see here, because this listing didn't really have too many reviews, there's only 4 here. But again, you can see it just makes this process of looking through negative reviews very streamlined, especially if you find a product that's got tons of reviews. So you can kind of have a read through these here, but what you should definitely do is click into the review analysis. And what that will typically do for a product that's got way more reviews is it will pick up all of the most common words that are used in the negative reviews. So here it says contacted the seller. So I'm presuming that quite a number of the reviews say that they contact the seller and got no response. And if we click into it, you can see that people are saying poor quality and service, contacted the seller and gave a 1 star. And this one here as well, contact the seller and disappointing customer service. So You can see, guys, can't you, how useful this review tool is built into the Helium 10 Chrome extension. So do you know what? I actually think that this product is something worth investigating further. That's just pure luck, to be honest. I didn't think it would be that easy or easy so far. But let's just say, for example, this is the product that we want to explore, right? So far, there's a lot of ticks on here. Let's have a look when this product actually launched. So it started selling on the 16th of August, so fairly recently. You know, it's all looking quite positive at the moment in terms of going on to the next step. So far we've done black box and we've had a quick look at the listing. Now the next thing that we need to do is we need to verify the demand across the niche. We're not interested in just looking at demand for one product, right? We want to see the demand as a whole, because this seller could just be lucky and getting a ton of sales and no one else is. So the next thing that you would need to do is get the most sensible keyword that describes the product and put it into Amazon. So I think it's just going to be here, children playmat, probably just children playmat. I would have thought this was for babies actually, which again is why it's really important that you get pictures on here. I assumed it was for babies and it says children. So what you do, guys, and this is a little mistake you should avoid, is don't just click here and paste it in, because you can see here it says baby. It's automatically selected the baby category, and we don't want to do that. We want to change it to all departments. If you search within a specific subcategory, it's going to show you different results versus just searching from all departments, and most customers search all departments. So let's have a look at what comes up with children playmat. And the first thing we want to do once we've loaded it is just ensure that the results that we're being shown are fairly relevant. Now I would say, from having a quick scan here, these aren't that similar, and that I think is because I've used the word children playmat. We're looking for more like this, right? This like foam playmat, which I would say is more for babies. So that's the first sense check. You need to put your keyword in and have a quick scan down. So I don't think that's relevant. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to change it, and I'm going to change it to baby playmat. And let's just have a look what comes up there. Okay, so I did type in baby playmat there, and again the results weren't too relevant. So what I've done is I've gone for baby foam playmat, and scanning down now you can see that the results are really similar. So that is the first thing that you need to do. Now what you should do is run the Helium 10 Chrome extension. So we'll click into it here at the top, and then we'll click into the X-ray bar here. We'll click that, and then we'll let it load and see what the results say. Okay, so now that's loaded, let's have a quick look at what the results are telling us. So the first thing I'm looking at is this here, the search volume. We've got 1,929 searches per month, which is good. It's okay. Generally, I'd always say for your like product niche, the main keyword, the most popular keyword, you want to aim for a search volume that's at least 1,000. Now, baby foam playmat may not be the best keyword to use. That's kind of a process to follow for another video, but let's just assume it is. We've got 1,929. That is a sufficient amount, so I'm happy to continue using it. If that said NA or 40, then I'd be using another keyword now, but I think for this this video here, that is fine. So let's have a look at what else. Now, the first thing you'll want to do is you need to remove anything that says SP. That means sponsored product, and it means that the listing is paying to be there. So the sales, when you're looking at them, are not going to be like reflective of sales in the niche, because sometimes that seller will be top of the page and sometimes they might not be on page 1 at all. So we need to take those out, and to do that, anything that's got SP, you move your mouse over here to the little bin on top of the number and you click it and remove it. Now, an additional step that you'd also need to take is go through each of these listings and just make sure that they're all relevant, and just scanning through now, they all do look relevant. So that means we're going to be comparing like for like. So that's the first step done. Next, what are we going to be doing? So we want to look at the sales, don't we? So the sales here and the revenue, you know, if we're thinking we want to be making between £5,000 and £10,000 revenue per month, they're looking okay. There is a couple that's slightly below 5, so we've got 4,700, 4,000, 4,200, but you know, I think the important thing to stress with Amazon FBA product research is don't be rigid with your requirements. You know, if you want £5,000 revenue per month and you find a product that looks quite good with 4,700, then, you know, consider it. At the end of the day, profit is profit. If you can think of a good idea to take to market with a product, then go for it, right? And so far, I've got a couple of ideas whizzing in the back of my head about this baby playmat, so I'm happy to continue. So in general, though, I'll typically try and look for at least 5 sellers that are making at least my target revenue per month. And you can see 1, 2. There's one that's doing quite a lot here. There's one that's doing 44,000. 3, 4, 5. Let's just make sure those are relevant. Yeah, they are. So let's just get rid of these. Okay, so you can see that the revenue box is ticked, and the revenue box are more than 5 sellers making our target revenue per month. Yes, they are. Now, the next thing that I'll usually look at quickly are the review counts. So again, like I mentioned towards the beginning of the video, it's not something that, you know, you should say, oh no, the average review count is really high. It just gives you an indication as to whether there's a certain level of brand dominance or whether it could be saturated. And you know what, from looking at this, I'm thinking it looks quite nice. So 140 reviews, we've got a guy doing 5k, we've got 52 reviews doing 2k. So quite varied actually in terms of the review count. And I'm happy to continue moving on. Another quick thing that I'll normally look at is the rating. So we can see here, this person's got 3, this person's got 4, there's no 5s. And that to me in the back of my mind now is saying, Jansen, there could be a clear opportunity to differentiate here, improve the product. All I need to do is go into some of these low scoring listings, run Helium 10's review puller, or whatever you call it, and then have a look at what the common words and themes are, right? So that's what I'd be doing there. It's also ticking the price box, so everything here is over £10, which is great, and it's all looking pretty good overall. So now the next step is suppliers, right? Historically, what you'd have to do is go onto Alibaba and search and try and find it, but no more. What you can do now is this little button here has magically appeared in the new Helium 10 update. So if we click it, what it will do is pull all the suppliers of this baby foam playmat in Helium 10's Chrome extension without us having to leave Amazon. So I'm going to show you why this is really cool now. Okay, so as soon as we click the button, you can see it's pulled up the suppliers of baby foam playmat. And how easy is that? You can scan down and you can see all of the different suppliers on Alibaba for this product. But wait, it gets even better. You might be saying, okay, I'm interested in this product. In order to make it viable, the max that I would want to be paying for this type of product is, say, I don't know, $6. So you put in $6 and then you can say, okay, $6. So my budget at the moment, the most I've got is, just for simplicity, $6,000, right? Just say, I only want to spend $6,000 on stock. That is just me saying that for simplicity of maths. So here you put 1,000. MOQ means minimum order quantity. If a supplier's got an MOQ of 5,000, that means you need to order at least 5,000 in order for them to speak to you, right? So we'll put 1,000 in here. And to be honest, vendor rating, you can also do that. So how much are they rated out of 5? I'm going to leave that for now. So I want to see the suppliers that can sell this product for $6 or less, and they'll talk to me if I order less than 1,000. So I'll press apply. And look at that, guys. As soon as I've done that, it has now loaded all of the suppliers that matches that criteria. So it's like a mini black box within Amazon for suppliers. It just makes the filtering process and the product research process a little more streamlined for you. So now what we can do is say, let's have a quick scan down and say we want one that's got quite a cool design. Okay, what about this one? It's got flowers on it. Let's have a look. So we can click into it, and straight away it's going to take me to the supplier on Alibaba, and I can click through and I'd be like, do you know what, that looks really neat, let me message them. And then it's just a case of messaging this supplier here and asking your usual questions, which I have mentioned in a previous video, but it's generally like, how much is it per unit? Because this is like a range based on how much you order. So how much per unit? What's your lead time? How long does it take you to supply these goods? Can we customize? Can we add our own animals on or whatever, and so on and so on. So you can see just how streamlined this process has become now because of Helium 10 building in this Alibaba feature. Now, one additional feature that they've implemented is the ability to use Helium 10's toolbar within Alibaba. So let me show you how it works. So if we go to Alibaba, and I'm going to type in that baby foam mat again, play mat again. Let's type it in, press enter, and we're going to be shown similar results to what we just saw on Amazon, right? So in fact, we can see our result there. Now what we're going to do differently to before is use Helium 10. So we'll click Helium 10 and we'll press Launch Alibaba Demand Analyzer. And what this is going to do now is pull information from Helium 10's magnet and black box tool and give us all the key information that we need to be able to think of different ways to differentiate and to understand demand. So you can see here, one key thing, guys, is as soon as this loads, make sure you select the relevant market. It will typically default to Amazon.com, so you just need to click into it and press it. I'm not sure why it's displaying it as dollars. I think that's a mistake. It's obviously pounds. But let's have a look. So you can see what Magnet is doing is it's pulling all of the different keywords associated with this product and telling us how many searches there are per month. Now this is useful for a number of reasons. It's telling you different opportunities that you can like rank for. So you could rank on page 1 for this keyword, this keyword, this keyword. Generally, the more keywords there are, the better, because it means that you've got more opportunities to rank on the first page and to get more sales, right? But one thing that I really like this for, and I'm actually going to press this see full keyword list here, and you can see here it's just loaded baby foam playmat within Magnet. Now, what I really like this tool for, in addition to spotting different opportunities for me to rank for, is also spotting differentiation ideas, because what this Magnet tool is telling us is different search terms that real customers are using on Amazon to find products. So if we can search down here and we can see something that customers are searching for that isn't on Amazon yet, again, that is giving us another way to differentiate. So let's say, for example, let's order it by search volume. Now we've got all of the key search terms that are associated with this niche. So let's just have a quick look down and see if there's anything that sticks out for as to think about when differentiating. So interlocking foam floor mats, that doesn't really sound like it's geared towards children, does it? Play mats for toddlers. Okay, so now we could be thinking, well, the play mat we were looking at before was for a baby, and the one that we came across the very first time was saying children. So why don't we target play mats for toddlers? We've got 2,000 searches per month for that keyword alone. Let's have a look what else we've got. Play mats. I'm just going to see if there's anything that sticks out that we can use for differentiation. Okay, so we've got one here, foam puzzle mat. Now that isn't associated with children. I'm just going to click this button here, which is going to load that keyword up and see what it says. It loads similar products, doesn't it? But that has just given me a bit of an idea now. What about a playmat for children with animals on it that's a bit of a puzzle, so they have to make it to put it together, right? Again, you can see how my mind is working here, how it all processes these different ideas, and this is what I want you guys to do. I want you to use this Helium 10 tool all together. Use the tools all together to come up with ideas. Don't just go onto Blackbox, plug in figures in the filters box, and then just hope that a product pops out that you can copy. You need to be a bit more creative and always be thinking, how can I stand out? How can I be different? Now, before I forget, let me just tell you what the competition question is in order to win a 1-month subscription to Helium 10's Platinum Plan. So what I want you to do is tell me in the comment box below how many searches per month the keyword foam baby playmat had. And the answer to that was on the screen when I was on Alibaba and I pulled down the Chrome extension. So how many searches per month does foam baby playmat have? Put the answer in the comment box below and I'll pick a winner and I'll announce it in my next video. So that's the thought process that I'd follow with Magnet. Now let's just quickly flip back to the Chrome extension in Alibaba and let's press here, see all top products. And what this is going to do now is effectively pull all similar products to this baby playmat within Blackbox. It's going to pull it in a very nice format. It's very similar to running a search on Amazon, except you've got monthly sales and reviews and everything in a nice table. So this is a great way at basically being told high level information. So the average revenue in this niche is 2,000, average price is 30. Obviously you need to go through each of these and verify whether that's true, because that figure there is probably going to be adding up all 102 products, but we just want to kind of understand what the average is on the front page with the biggest sellers. So you can see again how useful this is. We can have a scan down and be looking at all the different products and so on and so on. And do you know what, guys? That is pretty much it. That's how I do product research. That first stage of black box, you can rotate with different ideas. So you can use Alibaba to look for new products, you can go down the shops, you can just explore Amazon and so on and so on. But all the steps that follow that, the Chrome extension, the Alibaba extension that you're using with Helium 10, the magnet, etc., those are always the same. And those are all brilliant ways to help you look for new ideas, differentiate, stand out, and just smash it, right? So I really hope that you've enjoyed this video, guys. And I'd say, hand on heart, Helium 10 is a brilliant suite of tools. I use it near enough every day. So if you haven't used it before and you would like to, I will also put a description link for it in the comment section below for you guys. But also remember to enter the competition to stand a chance of winning a 1-month subscription to the Platinum Plan. So that is it for this week, guys. I really hope you've enjoyed it. I'll see you next time.